sir, for doing this. This means a great deal to me. I shall put it in a place of honor in the new film museum we're going to have, and we hope it's out here.
Thank you.
Like you said, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Durant. Okay, at this time, I'd like to please welcome Mayor of the City of Tucson, His Honor Jonathan Rothschild, and Pima County Board of Supervisor Richard Elias of District 5.
Well, Richard and I decided to come up here together. We both have proclamations. Sometimes people say the city and the county don't always get along, but when it comes to proclamations, a lot of times we say about exactly the same thing. Now, the difference is Richard with the county, his is framed, and mine's just a piece of paper. But that being said, the sentiment from both of us is very much the same, and Richard's going to have a few words after I read the proclamation. But the fact of the matter is, Bob did come here in 1959, knew a little bit about real estate, but his real passion was, well, I think he really wanted to be a model, but a male model, but he also wanted to do some acting, and you all know the rest of the story, over 200 movies, John Wayne, Burt Lancaster, Clint Eastwood, Lee Marvin. I say those names, they were all filming here at the exact same time.
Wow.
And that occurred because of the work of one guy, Bob Shelton. So without further ado, I'll read a proclamation from both the city and the county. Whereas Old Tucson has been an iconic treasure for Arizona, attracting millions of visitors and generating millions of dollars in tourism and film revenue for Southern Arizona over the past 75 years. Now, Old Tucson was here before Bob, just didn't do nearly as much. Whereas Bob Shelton had the vision and entrepreneurial spirit to develop Old Tucson, bringing Hollywood to the desert in 1959. In the leadership and direction of Bob Shelton, Old Tucson became the second most visited location in the state of Arizona after the Grand Canyon. And the city of Tucson and Pima County have benefited by the positive image created through our rich Western history and culture reflected at Old Tucson. And generations of families have fond memories of their visits to Old Tucson, a tradition that continues for families today. And whereas Robert Bob Shelton continues his lifelong dedication to and love for Old Tucson, the community and state, and Old Tucson continues to be a great destination for visitors from all over the United States and the world, thanks to the strong foundation established by Robert Bob Shelton. Now, therefore, I, Jonathan Rothschild, Mayor of the City of Tucson, along with Richard Elias, Board of Supervisors, Pima County, Arizona, we together proclaim December 5th, 2015, this now makes it official, as Bob Shelton Day. In this community. And we urge all the citizens of Tucson and Pima County to join us in observing and appreciating the contributions of Bob. And Bob, it's going to be even more special because the first guy who's going to give those appreciations after the day is officially declared is my friend Supervisor Richard Elias. Richard?
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you also for coming out here and honoring Mr. Shelton and our good friends at Old Tucson and the Sonora Western Heritage Association. Great place for all of us. You know, I'm a 7th generation Arizonan. I'm a 5th generation Tucsonan. And so my first relative here in Tucson was in the 1st detachment of soldiers sent to the Presidio. And then we used to live on a ranch out in a place named Sopori, just south and west of here. So we have a great history related to how people lived here for many generations. And the vaqueros and the vaqueras that I knew in my life taught me many things about life. They taught me many things about how things used to be and how they should be. And I had one uncle, my Uncle Arturo, who also taught me how to roll a cigarette with one hand in case I ever had to do it while I was riding a horse. My Nana wasn't very impressed, but that's okay. I'll tell you what though, you know, we appreciate the work that you all have done in preserving our history, in preserving the way of life that was real out here. I thank you for the times that we've had here and making these movies and television shows. And my grandfather was in a bunch of episodes of Gunsmoke and High Chaparral as an extra, and he sure had a heck of a good time while he was doing it. Again, my Nana wasn't always so happy about that, but we enjoyed it, and we still enjoy it, and Old Tucson is here for us to enjoy into the future, and that's largely because of your work, Mr. Shelton, and really appreciate it, really proud to be able to be with you here today in recognition of that work, in recognition of what we've done together, and in recognition of all the people who came before us and those who are going to come into the future. Thank you very much.
Hi, this is Mark with Tucsonbizinfo, and we're here at Old Tucson with Mayor Jonathan Rothschild of Tucson, Arizona in the United States. So Mayor, tell us about how you're enjoying the Bob Shelton Tribute Days.
Well, first of all, it's a wonderful tribute after 55 years to be out here, December day in Tucson, with the sun shining at Old Tucson, a place that Bob really built into an industry giant, over 200 films filmed here, really all because of Bob. And so for him to be together now, 55 years later, with some of his old friends, some of his first employees, it's just a great day to be here out at Old Tucson, and we all really want to honor Bob.
Well, we really appreciate you speaking with us, and we'll be able to get this out to everybody and bring, now what's your viewpoint on bringing films to Arizona and tax incentives and bringing a film commission? What's your viewpoint on that?
We need to do it. You know, we've been trying for years now up at the legislature to get them to give us the film incentives. I talked just the other day with a major producer in LA, Jerry Bruckheimer, who said, I'd love to come back to Tucson. U of A graduate, says, I need my film incentives. He goes, you know, when it all comes down to it, it's still a business. You got everything going for you. You bring me the film incentives, I bring my movies back to your city. So we're going to keep driving that message home, and when we get it delivered, you're going to see this place
just come back to life again.
Be a capital again. You know, We're still doing business out here, but it should be a thriving capital.
And so we're working on things both in the city and the state as well.
Absolutely. You know, in the city we can do a lot less in that way. We don't have that kind of money, but we can certainly create film festivals, do TV shoots, do advertising shoots, and we're doing all that.
Excellent. All right, well, I wanted to thank everybody for watching, and we're here with the Mayor of Tucson, Arizona, and we're all looking forward to bringing tax incentives and a new Arizona Film Commission in Arizona, and bringing films to Arizona, and bringing them here to Old Tucson, and thank you very much for watching. All right, thank you. Thank you. All right, thanks a lot. It's really good seeing you again.
Yeah, always good seeing you.
Hi, this is Mark, and we're here at Old Tucson with Mr. Bob Shelton. He's the guy who made this all happen here in Arizona for 40, 50 years, and we all want to say thank you. And we want to say thank you to Mark Headley for putting all this together and inviting me out here and doing the filming. I want to personally thank you, Bob. And Mark Headley wants to personally thank you, and you've done an excellent job for Arizona.
Well, you're nice to say so, but it was a labor of love. I enjoyed every moment of it. It was nice making a world where people come and enjoy themselves.
And you did an excellent job. We all appreciate it.
I hope it keeps going.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.